Hello, it's great to be with you. Today I want to do the second video of Connections with Cory, and I want to share with you some things that transpired within the first couple of weeks after Cory passed. But before I do, I want to welcome everyone, and especially those people who've experienced the loss of their child. That is one of the most traumatic experiences of a lifetime. And my heart goes out to you. I know for me, it was a very isolating experience. I felt so alone and so overwhelmed by grief. But I want you to know you're not alone. And I'd love to share my experience with you and also let you know that I'm open and available to share one-to-one with you. I have developed an offering called Healing Hearts, Support for Bereaved Parents. And in this offering, I have a one-to-one support, as well as I want to let you know that I've started a support group, a free support group. And if you're interested in joining a free support group, check the links below so you can sign up for that. I've also made this beautiful document that will help you on your journey, and it's free too. So you can check the links below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. So we got that out of the way. And I need to give you a little background before I go into this story. The first thing is that Cory began communicating with me just days after he passed. And I thought that was what people experienced who had lost a loved one. I didn't really know that other people were having a hard time because they couldn't do that, and they would go and see mediums, which is a great thing to be able to connect with your loved one. But when I realized that other people didn't have access to their loved one the way I had, it just became my heart's desire to assist people to connect with their loved one. That's possible for you. If you don't have that going on with you, I want you to know it's possible. I'd love to help you with that. And I'd love to support you. It's been 10 years, and I've had a miraculous journey with Cory's expert guidance from the other side. And so, speaking about Cory, let me tell you a little bit about his death, which goes into the story that I want to share with you today. He had spent the night in downtown Houston, and he was going to be taking a megabus ride to visit me in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And sometime in the wee hours of the morning, before he would have caught the megabus ride, he was robbed. And somehow in that tug of war, I feel like he hit the back of his head, and he created a bleed in his head, a subdural hematoma, and it wigged him out. He'd already had a major head injury before, so it was like his head was sensitive, and it just wigged him out, and he ran out of that space. He ran a couple of blocks away, and he was punching on the walls. He was so angry about being robbed, punching on the walls of a nearby building, and then he went to this parking garage that had this gate up because it was a Sunday morning, and it had this crawl space that he could jump down into the parking garage, which he did. And he went down 3 levels, and there was this big yellow phone, emergency phone. Before he could go and hit the phone, he collapsed on a curb and started bleeding, and he crawled away, and he laid down on his back about 10 feet away, and he died. And he wasn't found until like 18 hours later by a security guard. I know that's a pretty traumatic story, and I'm sorry if I triggered you by sharing that. But that's the way my son's soul chose to exit. So, meanwhile, like I said, he died in Houston. We were in Baton Rouge. I found out on a Monday afternoon, and on a Wednesday, me, my family, and some friends from Austin, where he lived, went to the place where they cremated him, and we were going to have our final viewing before he would pass. So as it turns out, each of us took turns going in to see him privately, and then at the end, everybody came together and we sat with him for a while. So when it was my turn and we went in there, and he had an autopsy done, so, and since he was being cremated, there was no embalming process. So he just he looked like he was taking a nap. He looked amazing. He had had a haircut that week, and they had the blanket up to his head like this. And so it just looked like he was taking a nap. And I went in there and I talked to him. And of course, I do a lot of crying. I'll probably cry before I finish this video. I love crying. Anyway, and I was just telling him, I need your help. I need your support. I knew intuitively that I was here to share his legacy of love. That was so important to me. And I'm like, I need your help doing this thing. And so after everybody did their thing and we all came into the room together, it was such a tender moment, as you can imagine. They're all sitting down and I'm standing up next to Cory, and all of a sudden, I felt this almost felt like rushing waters, rushing up, down, it was electric. And I started laughing and crying at the same time. And I looked at my family, and I know they probably thought, she's lost it. I said, he's not there. And I pointed to him. He's here. Wow. Talk about being supported. It was exhilarating. So we made it through, and we had his memorial service in Baton Rouge, the first one in Baton Rouge, a few days later. And then the following week, I headed to Austin via Houston, where he passed. And I made an appointment, me and my older son, to go with the detective to the place where Cory died. So this is significant. And those of you who know anything about numerology, the numbers, and they're like messages to us. And these are ways that a spirit world could communicate with us. By the way, I'm going to digress a little bit. Whatever the numbers of your child's birthday or their passing day or the age that they passed, those are significant numbers. For me, my son's numbers are 822. So anytime I see 228, 822, or 282, that is Cory reaching out and saying, I'm here. It's like giving me a little wink. I'm here. So that might be new information for you. Start looking for the signs. They're going to do all sorts of things. Feathers are a sign from spirit world. And investigate that. There's maybe different spirit animals that's associated with your child. So your child, your loved one, wants to support you, wants you to know they're there. And so they're doing it through all sorts of ways. They're so clever. They're so creative. Maybe they pull up songs for you, or mess with your radio, or do things to remind you that they're always there with you. So when my son Cory died, it was like he was passing the baton along in a relay to me. It was like he was saying, I'm finished now. I'm going to the other side where I can be of more service. And so, boom, it's like, you're on. And that was a powerful awakening for me. I was activated for the reason that I came here, to open to this love that I am and to share that with the world. So it was a real tower moment. I knew that everything in my life would never be the same. I was going in a new direction. It was a new day. It's kind of like my birthday. His passing day was like my birthday. And so the address, mind you, he died in Houston, Texas. I lived in Louisiana. The address where he died was 1111 Louisiana Street. Mind you, the numbers 1111 mean new beginnings. And that's exactly what was happening with me. The name of the building is the Center Point Energy Building. Now, how crazy is that? Center Point Energy. Well, there was a powerful exchange of energy that happened that day in Houston, Texas, when my son passed to the other side. So, meanwhile, the detective, they had the parking garage closed off because it was a homicide investigation, which, by the way, I don't think anybody was trying to kill my son. They were just robbing him. But nonetheless, so me and my son and the detective go down there, and he's showing us, and he pulls up, and he's like, he shows us the phone, he shows us the curb, he explains to us that he crawled over there, and then he shows us the spot where Cory lay. Now, he had told us there was a lot of blood, and there was still a little blood stain there when that happened. And when I saw that, I was like horrified because I could see him lying there in a pool of blood. But all of a sudden, this peace, unshakable peace, came over me. And I paused, and I looked up at the detective and my son, and I said, this is where he found his peace. I like to think of it as his final shavasana. You know, I listen to a lot of NDE videos, and they all say dying is not hard. He laid there in that bed, in that concrete bed, and he just went on to the other side. This peace is real, and I'm so grateful that he allowed me to experience it. So, that's what I have for you today, and I just want to encourage you on your journey. I'm here for you. I'd love to support you. Let me know how I can be some more support to you, and feel free to put in the comments your experiences. Anything you'd like to share with me, I want to know. So that's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to sign up for the free things. And if this message resonates with you, and if you're like, hey, I really feel alone, and I really need help, and I would like to talk to you about that, so just send me a message. There's this contact there for me, and let's see how we can work together. Alrighty, that's all for now. I'll see you in the next video, and I love you so much.